there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Carlos King. He is not having a good week at all, you guys. First it started with the shade from Simone, Dr. Simone from Married to Medicine, in which she called Carlos King a blogger. And Carlos King did a response video that was longer than Dr. Simone calling him a blogger, in which he kept reiterating that he was unbothered. But if you were unbothered, why would you respond to such things if you don't care, right? Nonetheless, also, we know that he was also silent when Martell HOLT was arrested earlier this week as well. Carlos King was nowhere to be found. And it is to the point that people are, I've never heard this before. They were referring to the OWN network as the Oppressed Women Network. And I cannot right now. Nonetheless, Carlos King also, while ignoring all of the noise, is, tweeting that his first live podcast with Melody Cherie on January 21st is sold out. And people are dragging him in the comments like, you can post this, but you still won't talk about Martell. You could talk about all the Bravo shows and things that you want to, but you still will not address Martell. And so another thing that we are going to talk about is Sweet Tea, who is a new cast member this season on Married to Medicine, who is married to Greg, who also previously used to be married to Quad. And she's in the news a lot because a lot of people are talking about her, whether you like her or don't like her or whoever. But she did respond to Carlos King because Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly, keeping it a buck, they throw shade at her every single week. They drag her every single week on their review of the show. It's supposed to be a review and reaction to the show, but it's like I feel like certain things get personal with some of the jabs, and it's completely unnecessary. So, nonetheless, we are going to take a listen to what Sweet Tea has to say in response to Carlos King.
Carlos, at the least, irrelevant. He should tend to his own shows. I heard he's struggling over there.
So that was everything. I simply just edited out her saying the curse word, the MFer, nonetheless, but that was the gist of the clip, saying his name, saying that, Carlos King is irrelevant and that he should stick to his own shows. She heard it struggling over there. And this is the second cast member, you guys. Technically the third cast member if we're talking about Dr. Heavenly's drags, but hers was more so in regards to Carlos King just simply being biased overall and not treating all of the reality stars the same. But nonetheless, this is like nearly half the cast that is coming for Carlos King. And so then Toya was in the comments and was like, well, here's the thing. She was happy at least that Carlos King is bringing more attention to Married to Medicine when it's all said and done. See, that's the thing too. It's like you think you're throwing shade and dragging these people and all of the things and who doesn't have a storyline and throwing jabs on whether or not Sweet Tea's husband, Greg, still wants Quad or not. Nonetheless, you're still bringing attention. You're still giving them more attention, more clout, more energy by doing all of this unnecessary shade. It is one thing if you're just reviewing the show and that's it, and you can talk about the storylines that you like or dislike or whatever the case may be. But the problem is you throw your own personal bias into this. You throw your own personal relationships with these reality stars into the reviews, so it's not coming from a place of fairness. And that is why half of the cast of Married to Medicine is coming for you. Make it make sense. You can be a reviewer, you can throw fun shade, you can be a blogger, all of these things, but if people are noticing that you are not treating everybody the same, you're not giving the same fair criticisms and critiques across the board, and the moment somebody says something as small as calling you a blogger, you do a whole video addressing them and shading them even further, when it's something is easy to ignore. Like how you're ignoring Martell HOLT's arrest. Like, and I know some of you in the comments are gonna be like, well, he's gonna address it on the 21st and blah, 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 blah. He's gonna address all questions. But here's the thing. You promoted your first in-person live, podcast for Huntsville, Alabama. You specifically wanted to target the audience for Melody Cherie and inviting the millimeters and wanting their support. So therefore, if this is supposed to truly be about Melody Cherie and what she has going on in her life, why dim the mood by making it about her ex-husband? Why dim the mood? And you did the same thing in the Instagram Live with Melody Cherie. You continue to insert Martell when it wasn't necessary. What if Melody Cherie wanted to talk about, who she's dating or all of that and wanted to spill that at this live in-person event, but instead it's going to turn into, nothing but questions about Martell and what Melody Cherie can or can't say about his arrest. I don't want any of that, to be honest with you. And I hope he is not, back on the show. But nothing really has indicated to me that he's not. And the fact that Carlos also ignored, because this is the second thing involving Martell, right? He dragged Carlos King at first on Instagram and even reposted it to his stories, calling Carlos King, saying that the producers, encouraged him and told him to, how to interact with Melody Cherie, to buy her flowers, accused Melody Cherie of not being with the program, of however the scene was supposed to unfold. Basically, it came for Carlos King's show, called the show fake, called everybody that is on the show actors, and, asked Carlos King to pull up, asked Carlos King to call him, and we can have a conversation and get this right. And he didn't want any of that smoke. Did not want any of the smoke. He briefly addressed it before he did a review of yet another Bravo show, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Briefly addressed it that he would address it on January 21st. But again, this is another incident about Martell that you're waiting till January 21st to address, which is supposed to be an event focused in on Melody Cherie and the millimeters. See what I mean? But yet you have no issue responding to Simone from Married to Medicine or, dragging all of these other people. But where is this energy for Martell? And it's gonna, I don't even care at this point if it's a drag or not. It's the fact that you're imposing on Melody Cherie's moment at this upcoming event that is going to be sketchy to several people. So there is that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of Sweet Tea throwing shade at Carlos King, calling him irrelevant, telling him that he needs to focus on his own shows because she heard it's bad over there? I don't know what that means. Are some shows at risk of cancellation? Do you have the tea, Sweet Tea? Can you let the people know? Nonetheless, that, as well as, again, people were in the comments as Carlos King is ignoring all of this and promoting his sold out, first in person podcast with Melody Cherie, and everybody's in the comments like, so are you going to address Martell's arrest anytime soon? Are you going to address him dragging you on the gram anytime soon? How much longer, right? So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.